in an event that has been hyped up since the very beginning. Event 12, Big Tower. By this point, this would be the finale of the previous seasons, but in this season, it's Event 16, and with the Green Peacocks having a sizable lead, other teams are going to be pretty happy to have those extra events to catch up. But in the Big Tower, teams will have to master all disciplines of this tower to capture gold.
There are 4 different sections to this tower, and we're going to talk you through all of them as the Expedition pre-show goes along. You can just see it is called the Big Tower for a reason. It is absolutely towering over the crowd and the competitors. Ash Rises, Cherry Blossoms, Team Cameo, and Sky Dragons have bravely put their hands up to give it a try. In this opening section, that opening funnel just sets the tone for the race. It really does not leave you, it leaves you far behind, but there's so much space to catch up, and then there's more going on behind there. That first section sets the tone, then you got what I call the funnel maze, which snakes you through several different routes. Some are faster than others, but some are more dangerous than others.
Cherry Blossoms and Team Cameo there taking alternate routes. You can see after the funnel, oh, what was that? From the Ash Riser just completely bounding over the wall. And that is a strategy teams might have to take as they descend down this big tower. It's going to be very interesting to see what teams can do. Sky Scouts also there in the back as these marbles descend down from various paths as they go down the gravel tracks to end the course. Cherry Blossoms to the Ash Risers. Who's going to get it?
It's going to be close. Cherry Blossoms just out in front, and they will hold out to win the race, and the Ash Risers will get second place. We saw Team Cameo fell off the course. That is also a very likely risk with this track. There's several spots to fall off, but we have heard that there's going to be put some more walls up for the official run. There's Team Cameo's fall. But that second and third section is all about just finding the right way to go and mastering your direction. Team Cameo took the faster, riskier route, while Cherry Blossoms went the slower way. Look at the Ash Riders here, just went straight through the funnel. That was perfect. You want to do that as much as possible, as this is the one event where you don't want to go slow on the funnels.
The funnels are conditioned so that it's beneficial to get a good launch and get straight into the hole, as opposed to the funnel events where the goal is to stay in as far as possible. You can see this gravel tracks course. Models must be gassed by the time they reach this point, but it's still unforgiving for teams that don't do well in it. And we're going to see that in the main event. So we get ready. These expedition teams very brave to try it out, but now we're going to get ready for the main event with the Party Crashers, Condiment Kings, Neptune Nomads, and the Hell Clowns starting us off.
And we get rolling into the first funnel. Plenty of time up here. There's no time to rush. It's going to be the Hell Clowns to take their bidding into the track first. Neptune Nomads come down second. Some teams, you can see the hesitation to make their start down this course, as Condiment Kings really behind, but of course plenty of time to catch up. Party Crashers have already got second place, and they take the slower route, while the Hell Clowns follow them. We'll go for the faster route. There's such long races. Party Crashers, though, well out in front despite taking the slower route.
Party Crashers have a sizable lead, but don't underestimate the other marbles' chances in this event to catch up. Party Crashers trying to get in that hole, but they're struggling a bit. Hell Clowns and Neptune Nomads have both caught up. Party Crashers do manage to hold second place, but it's going to be close as they descend down the blue and orange course. It's going to be, who's it going to be going to the gravel tracks? It is the Party Crashers still out in front. Hell Clowns in second place. Will the other two catch up?
It's going to be a massive effort from the Neptune Nomads to catch up to them. Party Crashers come across in a sizable lead, and Hell Clowns will state in second place pretty clearly. Neptune Nomads in third. Condiment Kings never really were in that race, they just couldn't find the right way down the course. Now let's see how that race transpired. Hell Clowns were out the quickest. Neptune Nomads and Party Crashers followed suit, but it was a great run back from the Party Crashers in that section to catch right up to first place, and they just held it. But I don't know what happened to them in the green funnel. I'll have to see that again.
Yeah, I think after they saw the other two marbles catch up, they really woke up and got going in the next section. You can see the section after the green funnel is all about choosing your right line. You don't really see overtaking on the same lane because it's just one lane, but it's all about taking the right line. Party Crashers managed to do that to perfection, going from second to first to have a great path to advancement. Hell Clowns taking that route on the top of the gravel tracks, but they and the Party Crashers will be moving on.
And already you can see just how huge this event is. Navy Seals, the Lagoon Platoon, Marauders, and the Green Peacocks next to go. Green Peacocks championship leaders in last place. What can they do here? Immediately, the Lagoon Platoon are the first ones to drop on through, and they're soaring ahead as Navy Seals, Marauders, and Green Peacocks are now in the catch-up seat. And in fact, the Lagoon Platoon have already rocketed into the next part of the course.
Lagoon Platoon already descended past the first funnel. Navy Seals and the rest also trying to catch up. But the other three models, it's a three-model battle for the last transfer spot. It is the Lagoon Platoon stretching their gap. They have easy advancement, it looks like. The other three marbles dueling higher up the course. Lagoon Platoon, they might going for a record here.
I don't think there's much of a record here because this event is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Lagoon all the way across before it leans 40 seconds. Navy SEALs and Marauders and Navy SEALs now fighting for second place. The Green Peacocks got swallowed in the back, but Marauders are in front with a little shoulder to the Navy SEALs. And will they hold it? It looks like they will, yes. Marauders will clearly cruise across the line for second place. Navy SEALs, in fact, get stuck right at the end.
That's actually not going to be good for them because they are losing out points on the Green Peacocks and potentially other teams. Green Peacocks were nowhere in this whole heat, and that means the championship leaders are knocked out pivotally for the other teams, like the Grayscales and the other teams that are trying to catch up. But still, huge win for Lagoon Platoon. They're trying to bring their season, put it back on course. Navy SEALs contending for second place with the Marauders, but Marauders comfortably ahead by the time we reach the end.
Green Peacocks must have found the wrong path in the orange and blue tower because Marauders here, they could have lost it, but they shoved the Navy SEALs there, and then it just throws off their line for the whole Garatrax, and that lets the Marauders cruise their way to second place with the proud captain of the Lagoon Platoon after a race like that. 39.94 compared to 52nd runners. And the Lagoon Platoon and Marauders are moving on to the next round. It seems like a battle of the underdogs in this event so far, as we move on to Heat 3, and there's the Grayscales. All eyes are on them. Can they do something to attack the Green Peacocks in this event?
Yeah, they need to capitalize here with the Green Peacocks knocked out. What can Team Mayhem, the White Knights, and the Jade Jockeys do to spoil their party? Jade Jockeys out in front. They are good in the funnels, but you don't want to be good at staying in the funnels in this event. It is Team Mayhem. Grayscale is also pretty close behind. White Knights do have catching up to do. Jade Jockey is slowly descending down that track, but they are still entering the orange and blue section first. Then it's Team Mayhem. Grayscales, where are they? Are they going to catch up?
A huge, widespread array of the field here. Jade Jockeys into the Garatrax while Team Mayhem and Grayscales, I imagine, fighting in the tower. Now, there's Team Mayhem. They just went through the loop and jumping into the Garatrax now, and they've crashed! They've gone overboard! It's now on the Grayscales. Wait, no, they've lost it! The White Knights have passed them while the camera was panning away to the lead battle, and the White Knights have taken this from the Grayscales. That's if they get stuck, which is unlikely. But the White Knights are just going to sneak through, and the Grayscales and the Green Peacocks are both out of this event.
The Grayscales were handed an opportunity by Team Mayhem, who just went off the course. A complete disaster for them, but the Grayscales are still knocked out and won't be making good ground on the Green Peacocks, if any. Team Mayhem, meanwhile, what did they do? They were in a transfer position and just lost it. I mean, I guess it's the story of the season for them. White Knights in last right now in the replay. You can see them great comeback in the blue and orange section.
They must have had a good run in that section because Team Mayhem struggled to find the funnel, but they did find it just as Jade Jockeys entered the Gravitax. And this is the pivotal moment. They take the loop perfectly, and no one else is even close to them, while White Knights and Grayscales duel higher up. And there it is! They just missed the wall and they slip off overboard, and the White Knights, Halbert and Verdant, pretty much just finishing the course, got them advancement there, which shouldn't be too surprising. This tower is daunting as we move on to the final heat of this so far blockbuster event.
If you can avoid getting held up in one place for too long or just going off like Team Mayhem did, you're already doing half the battle. As you can see, teams very close in this third heat. It is Crazy Chickens out in front, sizable lead actually, after it was looking pretty close earlier on. Citrus Sprinters and Blue Brigade coming there, but they can't get past the Crazy Chickens right now. Crazy Chickens look like they're going to have the lead. They can just keep it. Actually, Citrus Sprinters closing in, but Crazy Chickens... Oh, Blue Brigade! What happened?
Blue Brigade saw that Crazy Chicken Sprinters were well out in front, so they took the riskier, faster route, and that's why it is the riskier, faster route, because you can miss it completely, and Blue Brigade, that's going to be 0 points. The Seven Speeders got stuck higher up the course, but I think they are still moving, and yeah, there they are. They're still well behind. Citrus Sprinters and Crazy Chickens are going to cruise their way to advancement here, and several top contenders in this tournament are out. It is going to be indeed a battle of the underdogs going into the semi-finals, like Seven Speeders. They may have also gotten stuck.
A really good battle for the lead. It didn't really matter too much. Both of these teams, Citrus Sprinters and the Crazy Chickens, are going to be moving on, but still, if we see that kind of battling later on in the event, it's going to be very exciting. Blue Brigade, they took the risk. It was not calculated enough, and they are getting 0 points from this event. They're also another team high up in the order trying to catch up, but they are not going to. And Serpent Speeder is just nowhere to be seen for the whole heat.
Yeah, Citrus Sprinters and Crazy Chickens just like met in the middle there. Seven Speeders, they had their moment up there in the tower, but it was nowhere near enough. Citrus Sprinters And Crazy Chickens advance very easily there, as both the others, in fact, they did crash, did the Serpent Speeders. They must have fallen off. And yeah, there they are, off to the side there. That was a pretty large fall, but the Green Peacocks, they got the best of the rest, while Grayscales only get 11th. So that's 2 more points gained on the Grayscales of the Green Peacocks as we move on to the semi-finals.
Missed opportunities for the teams up in the standings to capitalize off the Green Peacocks not advancing. But now we're on to the semifinals. Party Crashers also trying to resurge in this tournament in the later events. Jade Jockeys as well. Citrus Sprinters down in the order. What can any of these teams do? Where are the Party Crashers, Citrus Sprinters, and Jade Jockeys out in front? Then it's the Marauders.
Party Crashers had a great start, but they must have really struggled in that first section of the track after they took the lead, as now it's all these 3 fighting in the risky route. None of them have crashed so far, and it's these 3 fighting for the advancement spots. Party Crashers will need a miracle to catch up here. Sprinters first on 3, followed by Marauders and Jade Jockeys. They're all Citrus Sprinters and Marauders are on the far right tower. Jockeys are in the loop. Oh, it's going to be a third race in the gravel tracks. This is what it all comes down to for the final spots.
Citrus Sprinters, Marauders, here come the Jade Jockeys. Will they get by in time? Yes, they will! Jade Jockeys, at the final moment, will steal advancement from the Citrus Sprinters. What a final last gasp effort to get advancement. Party Crashers nowhere, but the 3-way battle continued from the track into the green funnel, into the orange and blue section, and all the way to the final part of the Gravitrax course. What a race that was.
Indeed, Citrus Sprinters look like they had the race in their stride, but in the Gravitrax, that a section that we've seen very little action in, the Gravitrax we've seen, the Citrus Sprinters went from first to last just in the Gravitrax, or first to third in the Gravitrax alone. Jade Joggers and Marauders collided in the green funnel, which probably slowed them down enough to both enter it quickly enough. And that was really critical, actually. Citrus Sprinters, big lead. Let's see how the entrance was for these 2. Marauders, it was very good. They went from 3rd to 1st. Jockeys, I thought they were finished by that point. I don't know how they managed to come back so quickly, but it was very impressive. Marauders and Jade Jockeys, a great effort to get to the final.
For an event that is almost a minute long, it is mere milliseconds for those 2 teams for advancement. How crazy is that? But now we're going on to the semifinals. White Knights, Lagoon Platoon, Crazy Chickens, and the Hell Clowns. Can any of these teams rise up the order? They're not necessarily the teams at the top of the standings, but they can still do with some big points here. But they're going to want to advance to the final to do it. Hell Clowns out in front, then it's the White Knights, Crazy Chickens, and Lagoon Platoon coming after them. Lagoon Platoon in 3rd place, but it's a 3-way battle in that funnel. Crazy Chickens also, all of the marbles, no one is lagging behind right now.
It's a very close race in this one. White Knights and Lagoon Platoon are in the faster route, and so are the Crazy Chickens. Hell Clowns a bit behind, but they've got easily time to catch up. Now, Hell Clowns are actually in 4th in the standings here. They are pretty high up there. White Knights already through the green funnel, but Lagoon Platoon, they're struggling. Hell Clowns and Chickens are both charging. It's going to be between all 4 of these, could easily still miss, but the White Knights are well out in front and look like they'll advance. It's going to be between these other 3 for those spots in the funnel.
Big lurch for Lagoon Platoon to get into 2nd place. Crazy Chickens trying to catch up. Hell Clowns, I think, are done. Crazy Chickens. Oh, White Knights are stuck! And they get a bump from Lagoon Platoon. But it doesn't get them dislodged. And meanwhile, Crazy Chickens will pick up the pieces and get advancement to the final. What happened to the White Knights? They just had to keep it clean, but they did not.
That is the biggest mistake I think we've seen. One of the biggest mistakes we've seen all event. The White Knights had it pretty much a full 10 seconds ahead of the rest. They went through the rest of the course fantastically. But at the very last, hexagon of the Gravitrax, they get themselves caught. And Lagoon Platoon and Crazy Chickens will sneak. Look at this by the Crazy Chickens. They jump over the wall and sneak in front of Lagoon Platoon. Only just. They really wanted that final spot. But in the end, they didn't even need to do that because White Knights in front of them were caught right there. That is just so rough for the White Knights.
They were almost given a lifeline by the Lagoon Platoon, but it was not even enough to get them dislodged and set a time. So they will get 7th, Party Crashers 8th, so they won't also get a good time and get good points. But now we're on our way to the final. Marauders, Crazy Chickens, Jade Jockeys, and Lagoon Platoon. None of these teams are up there in order, but one of them will win gold here.
This is going to be, we're facing out those semi-finals when this is going to be wild. Lagoon Platoon first to drop one through. It's a far way back, but Crazy Chickens do follow suit with Jade Jockeys in 3rd. Through the far funnel, the Lagoon Platoon do still hold the lead, and Chickens, although however, are still very close. It could be between these 2 as the other 2 seem to be straggling a little bit.
Jade Jockeys looking pretty good down there. Crazy Chickens also contending with them. Need to drop on through with them. That was actually Lagoon Platoon. Lagoon Platoon has the lead and has a great green funnel, and they are in the lead right now. Crazy Chickens in 2nd place, Marauders in 3rd. Where are the Jade Jockeys?
It's going to be between these two. Lagoon Platoon and Crazy Chickens in the far right tower. They enter the grabber tracks as we speak. Lagoon Platoon are in first place. Will they hold it to the bottom? Will the Marauders come out of nowhere? They're in this race too. Lagoon Platoon though out in front. They have the lead for now. A shove to the Crazy Chickens. It actually helps them. The Crazy Chickens run forward. Goodness me, last second they steal the gold from Lagoon Platoon, who had that whole event pretty much in their stride. Goodness me. Whoa.
To see a replay of that. Crazy Chickens, a last gasp effort to shoot in front, and after their battle with Lagoon Platoon in the semifinals, they did not get the win there. They get the win here in the final in Big Tower. Lagoon Platoon, second place, they had the win, but look, huge effort from Crazy Chickens at the final moment to steal gold.
I'm just exhausted after that. That was like a marathon in of itself, and I'm just up here in the commentary booth. Lagoon Platoon had that all figured out. The Crazy Chickens are actually very close in that far right tower in the orange and blue section, but right here, Lagoon Platoon and Crazy. Let's see, where was the move made that gave the Chickens the win? I don't know how the Marauders caught up so quickly. That was very impressive. Where is it? I'm waiting for it. There was like a shove. A shove right there, slows the Chickens down, and then they just rocket between everything straight into first place. Fantastic by Crazy Chickens.
If threading the needle for the Crazy Chickens good enough, Marauders also hat tip to them. They were contending for the lead almost in the final grab tracks course, but still, third place is solid for them. Lagoon Platoon in second, and Crazy Chickens first. So Green Peacocks still have a sizable lead, 20 points ahead of the Grayscales. Hellclowns up into third, Serpent Speeders drop to fourth, Blue Brigade and the Party Crashers in the next positions. The next event will be the Team Funnel Descent, the finale of Season 2, back for Season 3.